Welcome to FDT-TV, podcast episode 8, part 2. I am Phil.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Ian.
Today we're going to be recapping this weekend's games, starting off first at the 12:30 kickoff at the London Stadium with West Ham Spurs, and then we'll go on to Arsenal at home to Southampton, and then finally we'll go to Crystal Palace taking on Liverpool. So I'll start off with Ian. What is your views of this wonderful game?
Well, I wouldn't call it a wonderful game as point number one. Point number two, Pellegrini out. On point number three, why does he keep bringing on Sanchez? I stopped watching when he brought on Sanchez this week. Missed both of our goals because when you take off arguably best young defender that we have in Diop and bring on Sanchez, who was longed off from an Aston Villa side that got relegated, 2-3 years ago, because he was useless. Why are we bringing him on? Like, it just frustrates me. He's a clueless man. He needs to get out of our club, and we need a new manager. There is a new manager currently, or a manager that's currently unspoken for at the moment, been let go from one of our rivals. Get him in. That's just my bit. No, in all seriousness, in the game, I thought it started off quite slow. Tottenham grew into the game and dismantled us.
Yep.
Towards the end, we did come back with 2 late goals, which again I didn't see either of them, but they don't really count for anything. So I think that scoreline was a bit unjust. From what I did, been
a lot more.
Yeah, from what I did see, that Tottenham did deserve to win by a lot more. But it comes down again. The first 2 goals, sorry, pardon me, was poor goalkeeping. The first goal he got to, and again he might as well have stumps for hands because there's no force there. The second one he just jumped over. I don't think he really made an attempt. He just jumped over, and it's frustrating to see that basic saves were not happening. I know Fabianski's out, but we've got a fantastic young goalkeeper who's out on loan, who's got a recall clause. Recall him and put him in the first team. How many more weeks has it got to be before they go, oh, that's fine? So one thing's got to give. They've either got to get rid of Pellegrini, who makes ridiculous substitutions, plays players out of position, starts with arguably the wrong team every week because we've not got a first team goalkeeper. Well, that's not really an excuse for keeping the manager, is it? We've lost, I think in the last 7 games, we've lost 6 and drawn 1. You know, it's not promising. We've got Chelsea next weekend, who are going to thump us. And then they've got the most prolific goal scorer in the league at the moment, and they up top in Tammy Abrahams. They've got a load of young hungry players behind him, and it's a rivalry. I think the away end will be a very quiet place, a very empty place come 90 minutes. I don't think many people will stick around. On a positive note, the day before the game, 2 days before the game, Thursday, I did meet our club captain.
Yes, you did.
Which I'm quite chuffed about.
Proud moment.
He had Bobby Zamora with him, who is a mahoosive bloke. I didn't realise. I met Bobby when I was a young lad, and he was just a bloke. He was big, but he was just a bloke to me. Now I am also a bloke. He's fucking massive, properly. But yeah, no, Mr. Noble, Mr. West Ham, he's a very nice fella. He seemed very positive about the weekend. He was one of a handful of players who seemed to have any interest in the game. And what I will say is the ones that did were all English players. We've got a couple of Spaniards in there. We've got a couple of French players in there, a couple from elsewhere. They just weren't invested in it. They just were. It's arguably the second biggest rivalry after Millwall, and there was just it don't matter, we're going to lose again. That seems to be the mentality going out.
Do you know what the worrying thing for me with regards to West Ham, we've spoken about this now for a couple of weeks, is old Stumpy Joe Roberto. Every time that Spurs went forward yesterday, I mean, even after looking at Son when he was running through for his first goal, you could just sense that something was going to come for it. To be fair, he was Roberto wasn't in a bad position.
No,
I don't think. It's just he fell back and like.
I'm not being funny, right?
The ball came right close to his body as well. It wasn't impossible to save them.
Well, I know I say about obviously Pellegrini picking the wrong team. This week he did pick the right back four, which he's not done for the last couple of weeks. But the first two Tottenham goals, a simple goalkeeping sort of that's the bread and butter of goalkeeping. I mean, I've never played at a high level, but I've played in goal a lot. It was my first position. It is my last position now. I can't really run much, but it's bread and butter. You could put a Sunday League keeper in there, and they would have got those. You know, they might not have completely stopped them, but they would have parried them back out or pushed them onto a bar. It's just fundamental.
Would you even go far to say that even Karius would do all right in that position?
He would. He would. No, but he would do a better job than old Stumpy Joe, wouldn't he? and everyone's saying, "Oh, you need to get behind him." How can you? Just when you think, "All right, we'll get behind him for the Tottenham game and see how he gets on," the crowd were behind him until he let that first goal in, which should have been a simple save.
Yeah.
He didn't. He made one glorious save, a dive to his left-hand side. I have noticed he can't dive to his right. But just goalkeeping fundamentals, they're not there. And it's just disappointing because you think every weekend you're going, oh, another loss. And how long is it before they've got to make a change?
And other teams will see that as well, Ian. So loads of other teams will be seeing these videos. And they'll just be trying things against the keeper, even if it's 20 yards, 15 yards out. Rather than going for it.
If I was Frank Lampard, I'd be saying to the likes of Mason Mount and Willian, Tammy Abraham, don't worry about getting in the box. Hit him from 30 yards out.
Yeah.
Don't worry. If he makes a save, he'll make 6 where he shouldn't. You know.
Yeah,
but say no need to try and break the defence down because when you've got I'd rather have maybe a Jetty up front with Haller than him in goal. Just don't play with a goalkeeper. Like there's no difference. Might as well just have another outfield player, might you?
Surely you must have someone else on the books as well in the goalkeeper position. I'm not being funny, but this guy has cost you so many points already.
We've got
try someone else.
Yeah, we've got a fella called David Martin, who it confuses me because I don't really know the ins and outs of it. But from what I've been told, he's got a training ground contract, which allows him to play in under 21 matches, and even though he's like 87, he's a very I think he's 5'8", something like that. He's not a big bloke. He come from Millwall, which is a bit of a sketchy subject. But you think he must be able to play because he's on the bench.
Mm.
So, I mean, how bad is he? If you laugh, I'm being deadly serious.
But is he only on the bench because there is no other option? And you have to have another goalkeeper?
No, you don't. I don't think you do have to have another goalkeeper. It's good practice too, because if your goalkeeper gets injured, then you haven't got to put Kyle Walker in goal, have you? But if he's being beaten to the number 1 spot every week by that bloke, sack him. He should not be a footballer, even as backup or as sort of motivation, as James Haskell would call it, bin juice. He shouldn't be it. Get rid of him.
Surely at 87 he should retire.
Well, he's making a good living off West Ham, isn't he? I have heard 2 things. Right, Fabianski's has had surgery and he's recovering well. I've heard that. Fantastic news. Can't get him back soon enough. What you could look and learn historically from injuries and operations on players, especially outfield players, but with goalkeepers, he's not going to come back the same player as he was. I think Fraser Forster was the last one to have a big injury for Southampton. He was probably, you'd put him up there with one of the world's best. He's played, 6 games since? He's not been the same. He's similar age when it happened, but he's not been the same keeper. So that's my concern for Fabianski. I think he's a fantastic keeper. Will he be able to return and hit ground running and just be fine again? Alternatively, there is a struggling team in the Championship who've got a very good keeper who was England number 2 and has played England games in Jack Butland. Go out and buy him. Get it signed, sealed and delivered now. So the 1st of January, bang, he comes in. We know we've got him.
Yeah.
You know, all right, he makes mistakes, yes, but no more than anyone else does.
He's got 2 hands.
And he has got 2 hands. I've seen them both. Bloody big hands. But get someone in. But I think if we haven't changed Pellegrini by the end of the week, we're going to get thumped by Chelsea. And then what do you do? Do you
sack him on Sunday morning?
But why not do it now?
Should have done it 2 weeks ago.
Be proactive with it and say, right, you've got 2 weeks to work with the team. Okay, it's not going to be perfect, but it's 2 weeks more than you have normally. I'm usually going to play to at least 2 games. I've heard Sean Dyche has contacted us. I don't know how true this is. This is just rumours. I'd love him. The trouble is the crowd will turn on him. Same as they did Moyes, same as they did Allardyce. He plays solid football. He gets the fundamentals right. He gets results. But it's not the West Ham way, which is what we're playing now, which is absolute shit.
And just because we have done it in every other episode and we haven't done it then.
VAR, fuck it.
No. Sean Dyche.
Sean Dyche. If we get Sean Dyche, then I'll be very happy because I'll be able to perfect it by listening to I'll be able to listen to his press conferences every week and I'll perfect that voice.
He does distill a lot of passion and discipline in the team, which will help out the other half of your squad that haven't got it.
But Sam Allardyce was a big one for it, as well. Who did we have after that? We had Slavan Bilic after that, who got very fortunate on. We had Dimitri Payet, who dragged that team to where they finished. He decided he wanted to go. Went. Look what happened. We had David Moyes, who instilled the fact of get the fundamentals right and run. If you haven't got the ball, you run. If you've got the ball, you run. If you've got nothing else to do, you run. You know, they want those fundamentals right. If you can pass the ball, you can stop a ball, and you can run. The rest works itself out. Pellegrini seems to be like, well, what you need to do is
just walk,
go out there and play football. Jose Mourinho was out of his area on the touchline for the game for 90 minutes. Shouting instructions, pointing at people, talking to his players at every moment he could. Pellegrini went there 4 times that I saw.
Has he got good English, Pellegrini?
Well, I should say he's lived here long enough. He's managed here long enough. If he can't speak English by now, then he's got no hope, has he?
Speaking of no hope.
Yes.
Speaking of hope, I don't want to speak about it anymore. So someone else take over.
Yes, and obviously you got players talking of players who walk. I've seen this a lot this weekend at Arsenal. Players walking. So, Mike, how did it go at home to Southampton?
Do you know what? If it wasn't for the fact that we had to do this podcast, I would have sacked off football for this season. We honestly,
let's take up something else.
Yeah, we'll talk. Tiddlywinks. Let's go tiddlywinks. Yeah, it's just like what Ian was saying. It's been an absolutely shambolic last. I don't even know how long. We haven't won a game in the Premier League in 6 games. We tried the 5 at the back again yesterday to start off with. Pepe was left on the bench again. They come attacking at us. They got the goal. Lacazette got a fortunate layoff from Aubameyang in the first half. So it was on the 17th minute. Ball got swinged over by Tierney, hit Alba. Alba tried to have a shot and come across. Lucky bounced to Lacazette and stuck it in the goal. So happy days. Then much of a muchness, we ate everything that they were coming forward with us. Granted, we did have a couple of chances, but in the second half, there was a penalty given against us for a foul that Tierney had done. Personally, I thought it was a little bit soft, but he gave the penalty. It stood. And then, and the 96th minute, because of all the controversies that we've had, we managed to scrape a draw. The defending is shambolic. Our team play is shambolic. As we discussed last week, we tried the new format. Sorry, it wasn't last week. The week before, when we were talking about the Leicester game, we tried out the 5 at the back. It didn't work for Leicester. Why the hell we then decided to go for 5 at the back again yesterday? So with Bellerin and Tierney, I think they only work if your wing backs, they decide they want to make runs. Now, fair play to Tierney. Other than the penalty decision, I thought it was outstanding yesterday. David Luiz,
just to interrupt, I see a picture of David Luiz yesterday, today actually, of the lead up to the second goal where he wasn't facing play and he was just walking backwards towards your own goal.
That was the first Southampton goal where literally the whole of Arsenal's defence just switched off.
No, what had happened?
He's toxic.
It was a free kick.
Yeah.
And the ball was still moving for starters, so how that didn't get flagged off or chalked off, I don't know. But we've, again, discussed the inconsistencies with football this season already. I'm going to sound like an absolute bitter, moaning ninny just because I'm so fucked off with Arsenal's performances recently. But that aside, just going back to the first goal, it was a free kick, again, for a bit of a soft foul. They took it very quickly, and we completely switched off. And it was free kick taken, ball on the move, Danny Ings was in, slide it in. It was a good goal. I'll give him that. It was a good goal. But do you know what the funny thing is that had that been us in that position, I can guarantee the ref would have gone, bring it back. That's the first very quick free kick I've seen that stood in a long while.
I think what made it different is the fact that he picked it up and then put it on the floor. So it wasn't just a quick, let's carry on whilst the ball's still in motion from the stop in play, but he kind of made an effort of picking up, putting it down, and then...
Yeah, but the ball was moving when he put it down.
Yeah.
Don't hate the player.
I won't argue that, but the referee, he made a stop in play while picking up and then putting it down.
But surely VAR should have picked that up if the ball hadn't completely stopped.
Yeah.
I've got something else, but we get to that afterwards.
Yeah. And the other thing I would say, Mike, you, Arsenal, trying to play it out from the back. When are you going to give up?
I've said it for weeks and weeks and weeks. We are not good enough to play it from the back. I don't know how many times they've got to be caught out. There was one occasion where Tierney passed it back to Socrates, and Socrates was far arsing around with it in front of Leno. The ball gets taken off him, and Southampton could have scored again. And to be fair, they should have. They should have scored. And I'm just so sick. I'm actually at the point now. I'm not even sure if it's poor management or poor team performance, or if it's something kind of convoluted where the players don't want the manager anymore, so they're trying to play as poorly as possible just to get the manager out. But whatever happens, something needs to change. Something needs to change very, very sharpish, because we're 8 points outside of the top 4 now, and I can only see it getting worse.
I think you might have something in there. One of those players, being David Luiz, has got a track record for turning on managers and trying to turn dressing rooms.
Right.
He'd done it at Chelsea. He'd done it at PSG. He then done it at Chelsea again. You know, I think you got him. You got Xhaka, who's fallen out of the club. Who I think as that's a hate relationship now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ozil, who's been isolated, and again another big player. You got Lacazette and Aubameyang.
Pepe just forced to the bench. £50 million Tyler.
Yeah, but you think those big players who've been there now for a number of years. I mean, I know David Luiz is new, but he's also toxic, and the history's proven that. I think you might be right that one necessarily the manager might not necessarily be getting it right. I think he's getting it more right than Pellegrini is, but I think he's lost the dressing room. He's lost some of those big players. You've sold the likes of, well, you didn't sell, you left on a free, likes of Aaron Ramsey, who was your leader in that dressing room. You've lost the likes of Jack Wilshere now. All right, okay, he's been in and out the last couple of years, but he's always there. He's a big character in that club, and he was one of those. When he comes on for us now, he's fiery. You know, I think he'll be the one that would have turned around and said it ain't good enough. Sort it out. Yeah, you know, you've lost a couple of those key players.
You've lost Koscielny. He was huge. I thought
exactly.
For you guys.
And he's another one. Mertesacker is another one who it wouldn't. All right, we're not playing this week. You're not good enough. Sort it out. You know, you've lost a number of those now, and then the rest have turned on the manager or lost confidence with the manager. And you had the likes of, say, David Luiz in there, who's got a history of turning dressing rooms against managers, and you've got what you've got now.
Well, to be honest, I think we've discussed it before with our position, and I very much like you think that Emery needs to go for the better of the club, and it's a shame as well because I thought for the most part of last season we didn't, or his tactics, he seemed to kind of be pragmatic, and if something wasn't working, he would quite quickly change it. Now it just seems to be changing for the sake of changing it. Like yesterday, as I said, we played with 3 at the back, the 2 wing backs, and then we had 1 shot on target in the first half, which I think was our goal. In the second half, as I said, Pepe come on, and when we changed to a 4 at the back, that's when we started getting into the game. Yeah, we had a couple of chances as well. Granted, it wasn't very clear cut, but Pepe hit the crossbar. I think Lacazette shot wide at the post. So there was a couple of chances where we could have nicked it, but it's not working. I'm so honestly, I love football and I hate football, as I'm sure the pair of you are exactly the same. Everyone else is the same. You absolutely love it when your team's doing well, and you can't stand it when your team's either drawing or losing. And it wouldn't be so bad if we were winning and drawing.
Yep.
But we're getting winning positions. Granted, yesterday was different. Winning positions, and then we're capitulating to a draw, or we're not even turning up when we're getting the losses. And that's not my club. That is not my club. I'm sorry.
So when do you think it's going to happen? Do you think it's a case of now? Is it just a case of time rather than if anymore?
No.
I think now Pochettino's gone. That's the start of second season.
Yeah.
If one goes, I think Solskjaer will go tomorrow, or during this week. Pochettino will take over there. I think we'll end up, unfortunately, with Ollie, which I can't get my head round. That's going to cause me to have a brain aneurysm. But I think once one goes, there's 3 or 4, isn't there, usually, that knock on, we can get this, or we can get, and it starts to open up more possibilities. I wouldn't be surprised if you went in for Pochettino.
Do you know what? I've discussed this with a few people. I think he'd do fantastic at the club, and I would welcome him, but he's already come out and said for the teams that in Spain he wouldn't go to coach such and such because they're rivals of this team. So he wouldn't. I don't think he would come to us.
It depends. I think it all depends on what that last conversation was, because he wasn't allowed to talk to the players, was he?
No.
He's been, Daniel Levy has been doing him over for the last couple of years. So I think it depends on how that relationship was left, because actually, why not take over your rivals and then go, right, I'm going to make them bigger than you? I'm going to do what I was doing yours, but make them successful. Like, what better get back than that? So I think it just depends on how that felt.
Circumstance.
Yeah.
There's links to Bayern at the moment. The Bayern jobs are.
Yeah. Well, you've got Allegri's still not got a job, has he?
After someone.
You linked with him, the old Juventus manager.
Yeah. And then there was that. What's his name?
Sean Dyche.
No.
Arteta?
What's his name? No. Well, him as well, but he was been banding around. But ex-Barcelona manager.
Thomas Tuchel.
No.
And Luis Enrique?
That's the one.
Oh, you won't. No, you don't want him out. I think that's even worse than bloody what you got now.
But
was he at PSG? Wasn't he as well?
I was going to say, Mike, do you think that he had a possibility of Mourinho and the fact that if he was having to sit down with the board, do you think it was a playoff between him going to Arsenal or Tottenham? And Tottenham bit first and jumped at it. And if he not had signed for Tottenham, do you think he would have then come on board?
Again, I would have loved to have had him as our manager. I'm not going to lie. I loved him when he was at Chelsea. I know he's one of our rivals managers and stuff, but
serial winner, isn't he?
Serial winner. He's just got the aura about him. His arrogance is like, I do things my way. But
just a quick one though. Do you think that his time out of football? We're now seeing the old Jose. The first time he was at
Chelsea.
He was at Chelsea. That as you said, that aura. That's what made him the special one.
Yeah.
Arrogance. I'm gonna win and I'm gonna do it well. I think he got a bit sour, didn't he, over the last few, and he's had that now a little bit of a break. And we started to see it in the punditry more. Him coming out and saying, "Well, actually, no, this is what it needs to do." You can see it in his eyes that he knows exactly what he's talking about. And there's people in the studio. He's going, "You're talking nonsense."
But will he be for a long term, or will he do a 3-year shift?
He's on a 3-year contract.
Yeah.
They will come back and compete this year. They will be in the top 4. Next year, I think they will compete or win, unfortunately. And the third year, who knows? I think they'll end up with an FA Cup or an FA Cup and Carabao Cup, and then he'll leave potentially.
So
they're going to win something.
A quick one here on the table as it stands. Arsenal, same amount of points as Burnley as Sheffield.
Yep.
Down in 8th.
Yeah, so we've dropped from 7th to 8th.
8 points off the top 4. Is that possible to catch up again?
No. Our Champions League's hopes are done. As far as the Premier League's concerned, I think our best way is going to be in for the Europa League, but who knows with our team's performance recently. We'll be lucky I'll make quarterfinals.
The trouble is, you say the likes of Burnley and Sheffield United. I just watched Sheffield United, Manchester United. They played United off the pitch.
Well,
they had a player go. They played us off the pitch. But that's what I mean. They're two teams that the fundamentals are correct. They work hard every game. Doesn't matter who they're playing. They work hard. And look where they are. You're saying, okay, they're tied with Arsenal. But if Sheffield United hadn't have had Mossett gone off today, they would have been 5th. And deservedly so. So I don't think it's a case that you're down with those teams. I think those teams are up with you, but you're just not doing particularly well this year.
Yeah.
And to West Ham, Ian, you're only 3 points off the.
We're getting relegated. If we don't get rid of Pellegrini, we are getting relegated. And by that point, it's too late.
Yeah. Now, do we want to talk about some winners?
No.
And move on to the Liverpool game.
Are we talking about Man City Chelsea then?
We'll move swiftly on to Liverpool, where we seem
only got positive things to say.
Not just positive, there are negatives in this game. It's Palace. Palace have been a bogey team for us for numerous years, going back to that eventful banana season.
Yeah, it was the 2011, 2012, I think, or 2012, 2013.
Season.
Yeah, well, we were 3-0 up against Palace and we threw it away.
It's when Gerrard slipped.
Yeah.
That season.
Yeah.
I thought the slip was against Chelsea.
It was against Chelsea, but we played Palace shortly after that game.
Mucked it up.
And we were 3-0 up.
Yes,
and
okay.
let 3 late goals through.
It's all coming back to me.
And then since then, Palace has been a difficult team to go and play against. So it was, I thought, quite a tough game, sloppy on our side. I think there was some tiredness in there. I noticed that Trent was, I thought he had a poor game, really poor game. Wasn't defending as well, and gave away the first, or the potential first goal. With a very sloppy free kick. I have to say that I think pushing a defender, in this case it was Lovren, he was going to clearly head the ball away. I think that's definitely a correct decision to rule out that first Palace goal.
Disagree.
I think that VAR is shit. That's all I have to say about that.
Suck my left one.
Well, right.
But did we not both say that you was going to have a difficult game against Palace?
Yeah.
Now, if Roy Hodgson has shown the same stuff as what he's doing at Palace, as England manager, he would have been successful, and he probably still would be England manager.
Press didn't like him.
No, it's not that. It's the fact that he looked old and decrepit and clueless. He doesn't look like that at Palace. He knows what's going on. He knows the game of football. And he again, the basics they get right. He's solid. That's what he got wrong with England. They didn't get the basics right.
I think with Palace, if they had a better striker, they would have potentially won that game. I think Benteke and Ayew didn't have a great game. They missed chances against us, which we came on and literally, unfortunately, led to us winning. We just, with our determination, we push and push and push and push. Even from in the winning position, it was just a strong battle, and then they get a goal back, and a good goal from Zaha. I have to say, it was very well taken, but again, a mistake from Trent. He could have easily squashed it out before even just as Zaha got into the penalty area, it could have easily been dealt with, but wasn't. And then we again took that and pushed on again to, even though it was scrappy, a nice Firmino finish. Palace just couldn't clear their lines, and we pounced on it. And I think that's what we've been this year. Even though we haven't been playing well, we've just taken those opportunities to be clinical and come out with the points.
Yep. Yeah. But I think your key word there is you're relentless.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think that's a good thing about Klopp. He's instilled to every single player, no matter if they're on the bench or not. They're all there to put in as much as you can in that time on the field.
Yeah. Well, I've got two questions to propose to you. One is a yes and no answer, essentially. I've heard the rumour that Wilfred Zaha is being linked with Liverpool. Would you want him?
No.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know why you wouldn't want him. I think he's a class player.
I think there's other players that have been linked and I would have rather than Zaha.
And question number two, which maybe is a bit more prominent, is Jurgen Klopp has said once his contract runs out, he's going to take a sabbatical from football. Are you concerned for that when that end of contract comes, and how you're going to replace him? Not necessarily, because I think you've got the players and the team and the mentality to succeed. I think it's going to be a hard job to not succeed at. But to maintain that level of performance for longer than that first season, are you concerned?
Yeah, definitely concerned, because we've not changed the team, the squad from last year to this season. We've got a very strong unit now, performing really well, and that's thanks to Klopp. But then at the end of the season, there's going to be some players that are going to have to go. You're going to have to refresh a few positions, and you need to instill that, to instill the philosophy from Klopp. And without him there, that's going to struggle with that. And
when does his contract end?
That's what I was going to ask.
Next season. I think we've still got another season after this.
So
what will be good.
Would you take at this point then, Stephen? Like say, so it's not this year. You got another year of Klopp. Would you then, at that point, take Steven Gerrard?
Yes.
You would, because
I think that's what I think. The plan. There's a plan for him. I think he's at Rangers doing that plan, and getting some experience there. And he's so far he's doing quite a good job there.
But I think he instills the same mentality of being relentless and continuously working, doesn't he?
Yeah. And he knows the squad, the team, all the way through the levels. He's not going to be an unfamiliar face who's going to have to get up to speed with what Liverpool is, what Anfield is about, and how to play there.
Yeah, I just think it might be a case of going from Rangers to Liverpool without those funds, making sure you get the right players with the right mentality. I think that's the big thing. And that's the big thing that's going to, I think, Frank Lampard might struggle with. They've still got the transfer ban, haven't they?
Yeah.
But when
January, I think.
I don't know if it's been lifted. I think it might be still the 1st of February.
There's it's gone to the court of the sport, the court of arbitration for sport, and
I don't think there's been a decision.
It's going to go out to January, I think, the very beginning of January before they get a decision on it.
Yeah, but you think that's going to be a very difficult time, isn't it? You've got to get the right players with the right mentality, not to disrupt what they're doing well.
Yeah.
Klopp is such a character that football with him is better. Without him, it's going to be a sad day for anyone. I mean, for the whole Premier League. But then it's a case of where does he go after that? Will he go back to Germany? I couldn't see him in another English team.
I could say that.
I remember when he first come over, and the first thing he did was go for a beer in Liverpool. And me and Mike, and I don't know if you was there, I think you were both saying that we dread it because of what he does do. He's happy, he makes everyone at the club happy, and the style of football he plays. And it was just like, I can't be bothered with this because I'm not going to hear the end of it. Mm-hmm. We haven't yet. So hopefully his contract runs this season and not next season. Now, in fairness, I can see Pep Guardiola going and him going to Man City.
I don't reckon he would.
Or even better, he'd go to United.
I wouldn't even see that. No way. No, I think he'll go back to Germany. I think.
Yeah, I think much like Munich, maybe. Yeah, or maybe the Germany. Joachim Löw's got to be out of bum scratching soon, hasn't he?
He would have picked all those bogeys out of his nose, Buzz.
I was showing me missus that the other day, and oh my god, the reaction. She's like, "So, yeah, but that's just a one-off." I was like, "No. Here's a compilation." Showed a video. It's 26 minutes long of just clips of him scratching and sniffing, and it was like ball bags, armpits, and bum cracks. And,
surely he knows by now that he's on TV.
I think, in fairness, I think he does it for effect, because I would.
It just I am crazy. Scratch.
No, do you remember when was it Gerrard ran up to the camera and kissed it?
Who?
Gerrard, when he ran up to the camera and grabbed it and kissed it, or was Rooney. I think I'd go up to the camera, scratching, just right in the camera, looking at all the viewers at home eating their lunch. Like, or if you were R5 kickoff, just like, yes, I know you're eating dinner. I'm sniffing my own shit.
I think this is getting very, very, very off topic. And to be honest, I think
related.
Yeah, I think this is potentially because you two boys are going to be departing and enjoying the lovely sights and sounds abroad.
That's
lucky
true.
gits.
That's true. Next weekend, where there won't be this lovely lighting
and this background,
there will be a sun, hopefully, because I'm going away somewhere nice.
Yeah, we'll try and get some beach videos or something for you guys.
Well, I propose we hold a little competition. I will try and get into a place where it's semi-obvious where I am, and we can have everyone in the audience try and guess what country I'm in.
Nice. I can do the same.
I will try and do that.
I think there's some pretty obvious places where I am.
Am I allowed to enter?
No, because you know where we're going.
We'll have to take comments.
Yeah.
Indeed. Right. Should we wrap it up there?
We should wrap that up there, yeah.
Good.
Subscribe.
Like.
And comment below.
and then create another YouTube account and subscribe again.
And then do it again.
And again.
At least 4 times. And also then go and watch all the other videos, like the Skill School videos and the other challenges we've got coming out, and go and like them.
There's some amazing football on show.
There is.
I've nearly finished compiling the Running Man challenges, so I will tell you more about that to come soon.
Are they in complete slow mo? Are they that quick that the whole video's in slow motion?
Well, no, but the running challenges, we do a breakdown. That is where speed and skill both go out the window, and we just try not to die, essentially.
I would just like to say, for a fairly large bloke, I'm not tall large, but for a man who's got some timber,
he's as wide as he is tall. Yeah, right.
He's round.
I've got to say, I was actually really surprised with how rapid I still am.
Mate, it's a confidence boost. Me and Phil discussed it last week.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Got to start you off on a high.
On that very sour note.
Yeah, on that sour note. See you later.
Thanks very much, guys.
Until next week.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Thanks for watching. Click like and subscribe. Share it everywhere. Check out one of our other videos. It'll be somewhere around here. Cool.